Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. We're almost the afternoon, so good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. There are many more people here, figuratively speaking, than are in this room. We're streaming this on nsudemons.com. It'll be replayed frequently over the next couple of weeks on NSU TV here locally. And, of course, so we appreciate the media folks who are here today, and we'll provide some exposure past what we're doing right now. We're going to cover all of our fall sports here this morning. I'm Doug Ireland. I'm the Sports Information Director. And we are going to cover all our fall sports at Northwestern. Most everybody else does a football media day, but we use this as a platform for all of our fall sports because we're very determined to showcase the outstanding student athletes and teams we have in each of our sports here at Northwestern. There are some people who aren't here today who would ordinarily be here. Our president, Chris Maggio, who is a former student athlete here and coach, he is unable to be here. He has business in Baton Rouge. And athletic director Greg Burke, who is starting his 21st season as our athletic director, the longest tenured athletic director in the state, in the Southland Conference, and would believe in the history of the state of Louisiana. He is in Baker right now, where the funeral service for Coach Thomas's dad is wrapping up. Of course, Coach Thomas not here, but he is looking forward to hopefully seeing you very soon, maybe as early as Saturday for our scrimmage Saturday morning in Turpin Stadium. We'll start with soccer, which has already got some competition under its belt with a couple of exhibition games, and starts its season. They're the first to actually compete on Friday night at home, arguably scheduled to be at home, but and then Sunday at Ole Miss, maybe playing somewhere else on Friday night. I guess we'll hear about that and others pieces of information from our soccer coach and his student athletes. Matt Vines is our soccer sports information director, so if you need anything in way of information or interviews throughout the year, Matt's right over there. Also want to acknowledge Coach Black, who is a guy who is part of the heartbeat of Northwestern Athletics, and certainly we appreciate Black always being here, but particularly here this week when we do show our love for Black as much as we can, but especially this week. Okay, back to soccer, and Coach Black has often helped Coach Van Linder with strategy and advice, and I'm sure we'll do so again this year, but last year was a breakthrough year for the soccer team to get back in the thick of the Southland Conference championship race, and those expectations are very high again this year. So our outstanding soccer coach and Pittsburgh Steelers fan, George Van Linder.
Thank you, everybody. Excited to be here, and I appreciate everyone coming out. We're real excited about the season ahead. We started thinking about the season ahead, as coaches often do, a long time ago. And for me, when I started thinking about the fall season here, we started thinking about after signing day in February. And what we did then is we signed, we had 12 freshmen come into camp. And at the same time, we had 9 seniors. So we were excited about that, and we had 7 juniors. And so the concern for me was just how everyone got along as a team. Just kind of revealing my age a little bit. In 1998, I was coaching a team at Butler University. And at that year, I had 11 freshmen and 11 seniors. And we had a good year, but during the season, a big problem with our team was just trying to get together as a team, just because we had 11, as I said, 11 freshmen who were still thinking about maybe their high school prom and some of those things and getting through there. Then we had 11 seniors who were thinking about the real world and jobs and grad school and things like that, and what are they going to do with their lives. And so that's what we thought about with this preseason. Was the focus was, of course, is to come together as a team athletically and make sure we're doing that, but also to make sure that we got along well as a team individually and with everybody as a team and be, a cohesive unit. And so that was our focus as we were doing that. And so I want to take this quick second to explain how we did it, but I want to introduce 2 people that really helped me with this. I have 2 new assistants. First, Alexis. If you can give them a wave, Alexis Cables from the University of North Texas came over and joined us, recent graduate from there. And then just came here from SMU, Samantha Parker, if you can give us a wave. Thanks. And then we got together and we decided the best thing for us to do was actually get off the soccer field during preseason for 2.5 days roughly, and we went up to Clara Springs, just north of here, a campground, And we put the team into 4 different teams, and we had our own kind of Olympics, and just to try to see if competing against each other, if it would help us come together as a team. Well, the first event was a canoe race, and not more than 15 to 20 seconds into the race, one of the teams flipped their boat, and it was a freshman and a junior in there, and the woods echoed with screams of scariness and laughter. It was good. And right away you could see the competitiveness of the whole team, fighting together, working together as a team, trying to help their team win the Olympics. So we felt as a staff that certainly helped accomplish the goals we were trying to do, as getting the freshmen and the younger players to kind of form a bond with the senior players before we got into camp. And we certainly felt that was good. On our last night, we divided the team into 2 teams again, and we played charades, and we really were afraid possibly a fight might break out. But it was a very competitive group, and that was one thing we liked, so we were excited about that. At the end of the camp, as we wrapped up camp, we kind of came up with a team phrase, and the team phrase was, we kind of stole it from the movie Avatar for you movie buffs out there, but it was, I see you, and the whole idea was that is if someone sees you, well, you know you have a chance to earn their respect. And if you can work, if you have their respect, well, then you can do a lot of things together. And so that was the idea for us, is hopefully to get together as a team and work and put some big things together, and that's what this season's all about. So we're excited about that, and that all starts this Friday. We play LSUS. It's a team we haven't seen before, obviously, in a few years, and we're looking forward to playing them and having a home game. We're just kind of waiting on the weather. Our field is undergoing some renovations, and it's a little soft right now, and as we've talked about a few years ago, there was once a live crawfish on the field, so we're past that stage, but we're excited about hopefully we can be able to play there, and that's our plan at this point, weather permitting. And then Sunday we head up, and it's a great opportunity for us. We're going to play an SEC opponent. We're going to be up in Oxford, Mississippi, and play Ole Miss, so we're excited about that opportunity with our team as well. Just a great chance again to test us where we are. So we did have 2 exhibition games, but again, I think when you look for success as a team, you're hoping to see wins and those kind of things. And we didn't get the wins in our exhibition games. We played at Texas A&M, a real strong nationally ranked program, and SEC Power, and then we played team University of Arkansas Little Rock. We had 2 good results in terms of what we felt as a team. And so I think when you look at success, we told the team, you expect it to be a rise, and it continually gets better, but you have your days that are ups and downs, and we did. But again, behind the scenes, the team is doing all the right things to be a successful team, and that's what we like. They're coming together, they're forming, they're a team now, they're working hard, and so we're kind of excited to put all that together and show everybody what we can do this year, and of course build on the success we had last year. So hope we can get you to come on out this Friday night, and then hopefully as the season goes on, there's other games in the fall. So, any questions or anything?
Coach, you mentioned 16 upperclassmen, 9 of those seniors, 9 returning starters. Last year you won a ton of one-goal games, whereas 2 years ago was the opposite of that. How does that experience help you going forward?
We think it just, the experience, of course, to win those games is going to help us move forward, but then at the same time, the confidence that the team has and the expectations the team has. Before, it was the mood of the team in general was more just about being here and being a part of NSU athletics, but now the idea is being here and being a leader in one of the stronger teams if we can, and be a flagship team. And can we be something that continually is a team that's battling for a conference championship? And that's kind of been the talk. As we know, talk is cheap and easy to do, but at the same time, I think the players have worked hard behind the scenes. We had all of our freshmen but one come into summer school, and the reason the other one couldn't make it in is she lives in Norway, so that was a pretty valid excuse, we thought. And so everybody, the whole culture of the team has really changed in terms of the expectations. So we expect close games, we expect to win them now, where that wasn't always the case.
Any more questions?
Thanks. Yeah, I want to bring up 2 of our seniors who kind of have played huge roles in the success of the program over the 4 years. One of them even went to summer camp here when she was in high school. But from Bradenton, Florida, I'll bring up Alex Latham, and then from Laurel, Mississippi, Peyton Roney.
Well, thanks everyone for being here again. Alex Latham. And I just wanted to talk about how excited we are for this season. Coming in from last season, we were 3rd seed in the tournament, so our expectations for this upcoming season are definitely really high. We want to compete for that regular season #1 spot and a conference tournament championship.
Alex, you were the reigning Southland Conference Goalkeeper of the Year. You have almost all of your defenders back in front of you and all of your defensive midfield. How's the defense looking, and how does that experience translate into success this year?
Well, with all of my defense, basically, except for one player coming back this year, it's great seeing familiar faces, having so much confidence in everyone coming back. And losing that one player, we've had other people step up for that spot, so that's really exciting to see. And we have freshmen coming in that are great too, and I just like seeing all the talent out there.
This team won a lot of close games, and like you said, you certainly want to compete for a conference championship. What are one or two things that's going to have to happen for this team to be a contender?
Definitely gonna have to be able to communicate well together. Like Coach said, there's a lot of seniors and a lot of freshmen, so we got to make sure we communicate and work well together, and I think we're well on our way to doing that. Also, we have to just have a lot of confidence, because coming in off of last year, I don't think that'll be a problem, but confidence is obviously key.
Alex, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Peyton Roney. I'm a senior midfielder here at Northwestern. We're super excited about the season because we have a ton of returning players, like George said and Alex said, and a lot of really good freshmen coming in, and we're all super excited because we really have been gelling well together, and just getting the result that we had last year. A lot of us weren't satisfied with how we lost out of the tournament, and so soccer's not fair, and with the results you get sometimes, but we're willing to work, and I'm excited to see where we go this year.
You and Shelby drove from Mississippi. You go play Ole Miss on Saturday. What does it mean to play a game in your home state, and you get Jackson State and Mississippi Valley State later in the year as well?
Yeah, going home is always special because you get some familiar faces in the crowd and stuff, and that's enough confidence, and it's enough to push you a little further, just to do well for them, and it's always sweet to go home.
A lot of returning experience in the midfield as well. How does that experience in close games help the midfield as well, and what does this team have to do to compete?
Like we said, we have a lot of returning players, and we've a lot of the seniors here. We all came in together freshman year, so we've grown up together, and so we respect each other. And doing that retreat really helped us out to mesh and just get a respect for each other, because that's a big thing. You can't really play a sport if we're not getting along. So I think we're working hard, we're getting better every day. So I'm excited.
Thank you.
Hey, one more question.
Yep.
And I'm sorry I didn't ask Alex this, but during the retreat, what was your strength? Charades, the boat race, what?
I think the boat race, me and April Trowbridge kicked butt. But Alex's team, they won the whole thing, so whatever. They did pretty well the whole time.
And the crew that went overboard, have y'all worked with them on boating safety or anything?
Yeah, we had a talk with them. They were freaking out, but they're good. They're good.
Life jackets next time.
Yes. For sure.
Thank you, Peyton, and Alex and George. We turn to cross country, which is a sport that doesn't get to compete at home much, and a sport that is on the rise under second-year head coach Chris Sauer, who came in almost immediately before the season started last year. This will be his first full year as coach. Numbers are a lot better. The tradition of track and field at Northwestern is as good as there is anywhere in the Southland Conference, and nearly anywhere other than LSU in the state. Our track and field program is outstanding, and the cross-country program has some history too. Olympic gold medalist Frank Shorter came here and trained back in the 70s with one of our outstanding graduates. And it is a sport that we've been good at, and with Chris Sauer in charge, we're going to be good at again. Chris Sauer. Also a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. It's not a requirement, but it is a good thing.
Thank you, Doug, and thanks everyone for being here. We're really excited for this upcoming season. I know this school has always been known as a pretty big track school, and we've had a lot of success there, but this year we're bringing in pretty much a freshman group and a few transfers that are doubling our team size. So we're hoping that that's going to start pushing some of the upperclassmen as well. And a lot of what we've been going through is just trying to make sure that everything that we look at this year is hoping that in the future, when people look at it, they think that this is the team that started to change the way that Northwestern State distance is looked at. Because we have quite a few individuals do very well on the indoor and outdoor this past year, and we have a lot of new guys coming in that I think are going to keep pushing them even further forward. But I think as long as we can keep everybody, all the seniors and all the freshmen working well together, since that's most of our team, I think we should move up at least a couple places in the conference and keep seeing our distance program rising up.
Chris, our cross-country program also has an interesting piece of history in that a former athlete, a former coach is now president.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any future NSU presidents on your team?
I have no idea. Hopefully someday, but it's definitely cool seeing Chris Maggio being there because there has been probably no one more supportive of our program as a whole. And I mean, I've walked tons of recruits around, and one of the people I've seen the most is Chris Maggio, who takes time out of his insanely busy schedule to, meet with a person who may or may not even end up coming over to our school. Thank you.
My question was originally probably going to be, do you think you're going to be the second cross-country coach to become NSU president? But I backed away from that one. Okay, we are now switching to volleyball, and our volleyball program under Sean Kirchhoff is poised for a lot of success this year. They've been working very hard in preseason as well. They've got a little ways to go yet before the season starts, but not too much. And while I don't think Sean's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, he is most certainly the guy who looks most like an ESPN anchor. Sean Kirchhoff.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. I had a great training camp beard going on up until this point, so unfortunately, I had to shave that, and I had to reintroduce myself to the girls over here because they probably didn't recognize me. But despite having to lose the beard, which I'm sure my wife is happy about, good to be here and good to talk about the season coming up, going into my third year. We were really happy with the progress and the growth that we had last year. Had a good run through the first half of conference play. And then as we started meeting up with people that got, more film on us and a better scout on us, we struggled a little bit towards the end. What I think there, though, is that we've solved a lot of those issues to where we didn't have many opportunities to change and give a different look to those teams. With the incoming freshman class, we have a lot more options, which we're happy about. The overall level of play in the gym is much higher going into year 3. But with that, I guess there's a book that's called The Paradox of Choice, where you have too many choices and you can't, really be happy with everything that you've got. So it's a good problem to have that we have a lot of talent in the gym, but it's hard to find, that one specific group that's going to go out there and start when the season starts. But again, it's a good problem to have, so we're happy about that. We start out with a tough, opener in Oklahoma, but it's going to be able to show us what we have right away and compete against some high-level teams and to be able to really figure out what we're going to do as we go forward into the rest of the preseason and the conference play. So we have 2 players with us here, and a lot of that change was, last year was because of them. We really increased our defense, and that was in large part due to Megan Lowmiller over there. Had a great freshman year, and she's looking to keep going with that. Catherine came in and played, increasingly important role towards the end of the season. Came in and helped us, put some games away, and really came in and provided a spark for us to be able to come back in a few matches as well. So we're happy about that, and we're really looking forward to what we can do in conference this year.
Coach, it's year 3 for you. You increased your win total by 5, almost doubled it from the season before. Do you feel when you came in, did you have a schedule? Are you on schedule, or you just kind of take it year by year, match by match?
Like I said, we had a lot of growth yesterday, and we really changed the type of team that we were compared to my first season. We really shifted more towards a ball control and defensive team, where we were more of an aggressive team in the first year, and we were able to average those things out last year and provide a lot more ball control to make things easier for our setter to run our offense. So that was good. With that, like I already said, we have a lot more options offensively now, so that may change, how we approach different matches and situations this year. But as far as a plan, we only have one senior on the roster right now, Kylie Spencer, and we'll hate to lose her after this year. But the fortunate thing is we will bring pretty much everyone back except Kylie. So everything that we do this year is really just, steps forward to being able to progress into 2018 as well. So we're really looking forward to these next 2 seasons, and then we're fortunate enough to be able to host the Southland Conference Championship here in 2018. So that's really something that we have in the back of our mind, and while we're focusing on every match this season, we know that that's coming up, and we really have a master plan towards them. All right, so we're going to have Catherine Riston up first.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out. My name's Catherine Riston. I'm a junior on the volleyball team. We are super excited about this season, and we've made small progress each year, like you talked about. And we fell short last year in the conference tournament, losing in the first round, but we're excited to prove everyone wrong and make progress in the tournament.
Catherine, Coach mentioned that there's one senior on this team. You're part of a very large junior class. How has this class, your classmates and y'all have really accepted the leadership, the role? How has that gone for you? And probably just speak for the class as a whole.
Okay, like you said, Kylie is our only senior, so that is really hard for her to carry the entire leadership role. My class has done a really good job of stepping up, and I think since we are a little older now, being juniors helps us with the respect of the underclassmen and getting those roles as leadership.
Your class came in under a different head coach, but Coach Kirchhoff has talked about how you guys have really bought into the system. Not always easy to do under a coach who didn't recruit you. What has that been like, and when did y'all really start to follow what Coach said?
It is hard. I think we got the news that our coach was leaving April of our senior year in high school. We were kind of shocked, but once we got here, we got used to him. And then it's been rough kind of adjusting, not only with him, just with our team and bonding. But I think this third year will really do us well.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Megan Lohmiller. I'm a sophomore on the volleyball team. Thanks again for coming. We're really excited. We're in camp right now, and the gym's been really competitive. Good level of play, so we're really excited for this season.
I think you got a lot of playing time as a freshman last year. How much did that help you transition from high school, and what do you look for that to do for you going forward this year?
Due to my experience last season, I feel that I can just build off of that, keep getting better, and also for the freshmen, they can look to me, you don't always have to be an upperclassman to play. You got to push, you got to look, let the older people lead you, but also, you can have your role on the team as well.
You saw Channing Burleson change positions last year and have a very remarkable season playing a similar position as you. Is there a friendly competition between you two in terms of dig totals and working the back line together?
I guess so. In practice, you get pretty competitive, but, we want what's best for the team. So, when we're both on the court, we work really hard together, and I think we do work well together. We don't let a lot of balls drop, so.
I'm not sure if y'all practice on Halloween this year again, but will you be dressing up as Sean Kirchhoff for Halloween this year?
I think I'm going to let that one be in the past. That was a kind of one-time deal. Yeah.
Thanks, Meg.
No problem.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure. Yes.
What was it like to play on the Jackrabbits team this past weekend at the Big Fest?
It was a great honor, and I'm glad that we got to make you proud. All right. Thank you.
Megan, if you're invited back to Media Day next year, will you come as Sean Kirchhoff?
I'm going to keep my hair.
No. If only we had pictures. want to take a moment and thank people who are very important to us, who help make this day and this activity and all of our media relations, sports information activities possible. Davey Antilli is the manager, executive director of NSU TV, handles all of our FTP services for the television media and does so much for us with NSU TV. We really appreciate you, Davey. We are going through a changing of the guard, or a changing of the photographer as it is, and Gary Hardiman retired in July after many, many years. He will not be off the sidelines necessarily, but he was very proud that a guy who he helped develop, to use a photography pun, is his replacement, and he beat out some very strong candidates, some folks who, as Gary said, their work could be in National Geographic or Sports Illustrated. They were that good. But we picked the best one, and Chris Reich is our new photographer back there in the blue shirt. And you student athletes will certainly see Chris at all of your events. And we're very proud to have an alumnus in that position. Ronette Pellegrin basically runs the Sports Information Office. We appreciate everything she does. Charles Pellegrin, Dr. Charles Pellegrin, her husband is a history professor here and also assists us. Didn't introduce Lloyd Courtney and Drew Bartlett, both back for their second years as graduate assistants. And I want to thank Dr. Haley Titano. I'll get it right in the second year, I promise. Dr. Titano is our associate athletic director, and she and her staff do a lot of great things every day for us. Tori Thompson, we appreciate you, our new marketing director. They helped with the decoration of the table in the back, and that's why I wanted to get to that point. There are two footballs there. One is autographed by the unbeaten 1966 Demons, who reunited last year on their 50th anniversary. The other is the ball that went through the uprights at Joe I. Stadium on the last play of the game, 2014, to defeat Louisiana Tech, who we open our season with this year. And that is one that Jack Britton Jr. Brought to showcase and is going to donate it to Northwestern where it's showcased because it's an important part of our history. Britt and our former president, Dr. Jim Henderson, both had fathers who played at Louisiana Tech. Britt played here. And so, Britt, we really appreciate you preserving that very special piece of Northwestern athletic history. Obviously, Coach Thomas isn't here today, but he has very capable staff who are going to carry on in his stead. And to start is our associate head coach, our defensive coordinator, our career passing leader. So it follows that if you're a great quarterback, J.D. Allman, you can become a defensive coordinator. Brad Laird.
Thank you, Doug. You know, first, and I know I want to reiterate what Doug said earlier, our thoughts and prayers go to Coach Thomas and his family. Us as coaches had the opportunity last night. We let the team basically off of meetings. I don't think Coach Thomas really appreciated that, but I think he appreciated the support as us as coaches drove down last night to Baker to see him and his family. And you know, the coaching profession and the fraternity that you have, there's a lot of support there now. And like I told the team after practice today, you know, the aftermath of what's going on whenever he's back here, everybody's going their separate ways. I think that's going to be when he's really going to need the support from us as fans. And he had to miss this, I can promise you. He'd love to be here. But just, you know, some of the things I know he would talk about, especially is the process. You know, you talk about this football team, it's not just fall practice number 14, which happened this morning. This started back in January. Okay, the things that are fixing to happen in the fall started back in January. You know, we talk about the process that we go through to be successful, and that's what we've been through. Spring practice, we went through 15 days of spring practice. And when we talk about spring practice, you know, you got to look at change because there was some change in all three phases. Probably the most consistent phase, which he'll come up here and visit here in a minute, is Coach Mangin and the special teams. But offensively and defensively, some new schemes, some new ideas, some new coaches, some new personalities. And whenever you have that, as coaches and players, we all have to continue to work in that process to be on the same page. It does not happen overnight because each individual is different. Each coach is different. And, you reflect back on the 15 days of spring practice, the success that we had there, and then leading into the summer. And I've thought about this a lot. July 1st, when I start thinking about this football season, this football team, I think about July. Not necessarily day one of fall camp. Day 14 was this morning. I think about July for two reasons. Coach Thomas kind of changed the way we handled the summer as far as coaches. All right, we had our time off in June, which is a little bit different, and we were back on campus in July. And one of those reasons is what the NCAA allows you to do now is to be able to have some time in the meeting room and on the field with your players. And it's also a sacrifice that these young men, and I look over here, and everyone was here during that month of July, some both June and July, the sacrifice that they made for this football team. Sometimes we forget about what they go through on a day-to-day basis throughout the summer in order to be successful on Saturday night, not just on a Wednesday at practice. But I look back at July. We hired a strength coach, Coach Thomas, and Mr. Burke hired a strength coach and Jared Mott, who came in and with a change in the strength and conditioning, a change in the energy, a change in the intensity and the effort. And that carried over to the meetings and the practice that we had with these guys this summer. All right, so now you fast forward to the 14 days that we've had this fall, which is basically another spring practice the way I look at it. Okay, so we've had 29 practices, but you look at spring practice, the 15 that we had in April compared to what we've had in August, it's night and day. And that's a credit to these guys that took the time in July to be here, to sacrifice, sleeping on the floor, sleeping with somebody else, all those things that sometimes we forget about. But I can tell you deep down, we as a coaching staff, you as a community, I want you to appreciate the sacrifice that they went through in July. But it's been a great fall camp. Okay? It's been very competitive. The thing that we continue to stress as we compete as coaches and players, we're all competitive, that at the end of the day, come September 2nd at 6 o'clock, we're Northwestern State Demons. We're one football team. And that's the way we got to practice. We've got to understand that right now it's going to take all 105 of us to be successful to play the next 13, 14 weeks. Not 11. We play 13, 14 football games this football season. It's going to take all of us in order to be successful. And that's what we continue to work offensively, defensively, and special teams to make sure that we're on the same page. And we continue to work day in and day out, and these guys do a great job. Defensively, real quick, before I bring up Coach Manley and Coach Mangin, a new scheme, new coaches, new personalities. Really, Coach Lockett, if you look as far as the coaches, is really the only one that was here last year. I know Coach Mangin, but he was on the offensive side of the ball, so that's like a new coach on the defensive side. It's new terminology. Things that these young men not only have to learn who I am and begin to trust me and these other coaches, but also to learn the scheme. And continue to have the effort and attitude each and every day and bring the energy. And that's what these guys have done. They've done a great job in buying into what we're doing and continuing day in and day out to continue to learn the system in order to have the chance to be successful. And just looking forward to really continuing the process with these young men. To talk about the offensive side, has been here with Coach Thomas, but now the new offensive coordinator, Coach Kyle Manley.
Thank you, Coach. Like Coach Laird said, everything these guys did in this summer has really paid off going into fall camp. To be able to get some of these freshmen, some of these transfers, some of these JUCO guys, to be here that early, teach them the schemes, be able to do some drill work with them has really shown up out here on the field. Like Coach Laird said, there's some schematic changes on both sides of the ball, and for us, we came off of a couple years where we were similar, doing a lot of the same things, and so we just tried to shake it up. Trying to find ways to use formations, motions, tempos, and then be able to get our playmakers in space and let them make us look good. That's what we're trying to do. We're really athletic up front. Got pretty much everybody back except Cam Hussey from last year. and we're going to try to use their athleticism as much as we can. Got a lot of guys coming back at the skill positions. Chris Jones, who had a tough year last year with the knee injury, but we're very fortunate for him to get his year back. He's had a great camp so far. Lucas Morgan at tight end has had a phenomenal camp, a great spring. He's going to be a big playmaker for us this year. And then at receiver, it's been a little bit different. Cam Lazar and Bobby Chan, who are returning starters last year, they've been out all camp. So some of the new guys, Quan Atkins from the baseball team playing outfield, he's really been great in camp. We were surprised. He hadn't played football in 3 years, and he's been phenomenal so far for us. And Jalen Watson, a JUCO transfer from California, has had a great camp. Marquise Chapman's had a great camp. So there's a bunch of new faces at receiver right now. Once we get those older guys back, we feel like we'll be deep there. Everybody wants to know about the quarterback position. J.D. Ullman and Clay Holgerson have had a good battle all throughout camp, all throughout spring, and we feel very lucky to have both those guys at that position, and we know it'll shake out here really soon. But it's great to have two guys that we feel like we can throw in there and be successful with. So some of the problems that we had last year was not playing with people early on. We felt like we could play with anybody. It's kind of fighting through adversity, and that's really been the thing that we've honed in on through camp. We're preaching 1-0, playing the next play, playing the next drive, and trying to find ways to win when we're tired and they're tired. Fighting through adversity and finding ways to get it done. So being mentally tough is something we hone in on every day. It's been really competitive, both sides of the ball every day. There's one group will win one drive, the next group will win the other drive. It just keeps going back and forth, which I know is making us better on both sides of the ball. I'm extremely fortunate to be in the position I am, to be here going into year 5. We're extremely excited to have Coach Bowen back as the O-line coach, having Coach Slaughter back and Coach Weaver. We've got great chemistry in the offensive side of the ball, and just can't wait for Game 1 against La Tech, September 2nd. Any questions? Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Mangan, special teams coordinator, the thing that's unique about him, and I talked about it briefly a while ago, had been on staff, but now on the defensive side of the ball, and having special teams itself is an animal. And then all of a sudden he gets brought over there, and him and Coach Thomas are going to coach the D-line. And Coach Thomas has surgery during the summer, and so the month of July you got Coach Mangan really handling the defensive line, and then also now that Coach Thomas is gone, but kind of got a lot of plates that he has that he's got to continue to work at, and we just appreciate everything he does. Coach Mangan, special teams.
Yeah, speaking on the defensive stuff, I want to say thank you to Danny Harmon. He's actually been the true leader in that defensive line room, carrying those young guys, helping me out with drills, because there's times where I'm out there and my head's spinning. So he's done a good job for us. Thank you for everything that you've done. It's been big time. Speaking special teams-wise, every single person over here is a part of special teams. Eric is the kicker. Obviously, he's the one that kind of gets all the recognition. But, you guys see guys like Cam and like even JD, he's the holder on field goal. I mean, he's part of it. Corliss, he's on the field goal team. AB, he's on the kickoff team. Chris, he's not doing PP right now, but I know in the game, when push comes to shove, he's going to be in there. So just get your mind right. You know what to do. Other thing, speaking, is a lot of depth. Finally getting the depth where we should be for special teams wise. Been thin the last couple of years. Last couple of games has always been a little scary with, all right, who goes where and where we're going to put guys. Finally getting to see, guys grow up and sleep better at night, knowing those kind of things. Deep snapper wise, kind of doing it by committee. Dustin Burns, he's an offensive lineman. He's kind of handling our field goals right now, doing a really good job of that. Nick Parati, who's one of our starting linebackers, he's handling the long snapping. And then Brandon Eberts and McCain Kinchin, two young guys. They've done a really good job in backup roles. And then kicking-wise, Austin Fendrick, he's come a long ways as the backup kicker and punter. and I think he's got a really bright future. And then Parker Pastorello, he's kind of like our Swiss Army knife, very smart kid, very athletic, punts, kicks, plays on the return teams, does everything I ask him. So, all these guys, I think they've all bought in on special teams. So hopefully year 4, we just keep getting better and better. We have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. At this time, ask the players, y'all come behind me against the wall. And as they come up, I will have them individually come up and introduce themselves, what position they play, and just a little bit about their position.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Jones. Play running back here. It's real nice to be back here after fighting an injury last year that happened in the 4th game of the season. Kind of hurt me, hurt the team a little bit as well. But it's great to be back out here and be with all my family again. For as running backs, we're doing pretty good. Jared West had a good chance to step up and show what he had last year with DeMar going down early. And then as well, I went down the next week. And he had a chance to really show Coach Manley that what he can do out there when he gets a chance. Tyreek, he has really been nice out there. He's been making some real good cuts out here on the field this spring, and he's been really stepping up and really receiving what the coach is trying to tell him. We got a young guy, Stafford Anderson. He's a load. He's really carrying the load to be a freshman right now, and he's really stepping up. He's buying into it. He's really listening to me and Jay West, and we're really trying to teach him how things go and how to make that transition from high school to college, and he's really taking it in and coming into his own. You have any questions?
Your last game last year, you ran for 176 yards while you were hurt. So what are you going to do now that you're healthy?
Well, I'm going to leave that up to pretty much leave it to expectations. I got to follow up with what I left off with. Can't just please the crowd. Any other questions? All right.
How y'all doing? I'm J.D. Allman, quarterback. As far as the quarterback position this fall, I feel like it's been very competitive, very productive, I would say. Coach Manley's done a good job of preparing us mentally. And, I think we've kind of went out there and just really focused on execution. And this is our first year, Coach Manley, as our position coach, as our offensive coordinator. And I think that's helped us mentally, like I talked about, and just kind of our situational approach and understanding, what situations we're in and kind of just being an extension of him on the field. And knowing what to do, obviously leading the offense and managing the game. And it's been exciting, very talented room. Competition's high, obviously that's going to bring out the best. And, we're just steadily pushing and looking to get ready for September 2nd.
JD, you're from Houghton. Your granddad was one of our great receivers. How exciting is it to open the season with games against neighborhood rivals?
It's exciting. Him, Mr. Jack Brett, those guys always talk about, their games back in the day with Louisiana Tech. It's an in-state rival, which is exciting. Used to be a big-time game. I don't know if it was a state fair game or, whatever y'all called it. And I think it's exciting. We went over there a couple years ago, got a big win. And, I think that's something that we all expect that we can go do again.
And for Grambling, there's some good history there, too. Brett actually played in the first game against Grambling. But playing against guys you may have played high school ball with or against, that's got to add some punch to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, a couple guys I played against in high school there, some defensive backs, and then actually, a couple guys that we've had here are over there. So that always adds a little bit of excitement, a little bit more competition, and just kind of an edge on the game.
How's everybody? My name's Peyton Guidry, a senior linebacker here. As far as the linebackers are concerned, there's definitely a high competition level for us. We have 4 seniors and myself, Nick Perotti, who we talked about earlier, Kershard Bull, and Kobe Welch, who all transferred in last spring. But we're definitely looking forward to this season as a group. We have, I guess, kind of a weight on ourselves to be the leaders of our defense and really our team. keep the defense together. We have the guys in front of us, behind us, make sure everyone's on the same page, make all the calls and everything. We also have some young guys who are really stepping up this camp. A few incoming freshmen who are really showing what they can do, and the future looks bright for those guys. But again, as a room, we're looking forward to this season.
Peyton, your life has changed a little bit in the last year off the field. Talk about the things that have happened in your life.
Well, last fall, just about as soon as school ended, I got married to my beautiful wife Hannah, and we just had our baby girl in March of this year, and it's a blessing. My wife's done an outstanding job, really, of kind of taking over the things, especially at night. She knows I have to be up early and come to work here, so she's done an outstanding job of taking care of. You hear that cry in the middle of the night. There's no snoozing that alarm. So she does a great job of getting up, and I'll help her out here and there at night. When I get to go home for breaks, it's always nice to go and spend that time with them.
Okay, speaking of home, Northwestern's always been proud of its folks from your part down on the bayou. We've got one of your predecessors who is the new head football coach at LSU. What is it about cutoff and South Lafourche and the bayou that produces guys who can come and excel at college football level?
I don't know. I wish I knew. But yeah, there has been a few guys from down there that have come up here. As you spoke about, Bebe Ogeron and also Bobby Hebert, who was a great quarterback here way back in the day. But I don't know, personally, and as my family as a whole, when we got up here, we fell in love with it. It's kind of got the small town feel that we're used to, but at the same time, there's a couple more things to do. You still get a little bit of city, I guess. It's just a great place to be. Thank you.
How's everybody? My name is Danny Horman. I'm a senior defensive lineman. Speaking from the defensive line wise, we got a mixture of guys that's young and old. Inside wise, we got a young guy named Ronald Sims. He's coming along pretty good. DT, Damian, this kid is a load. He came in very technical sound. Just watching him on film and practice every day, it's amazing to see how far along he is, even as a freshman. Nose guard position, you got Jalen Sangster, who's a guy like myself, smaller, but he's very quick. Duke Dantzler, this kid is a JUCO transfer. He's very, very technical sound. Then you got two guys that are also out on the inside with Isaiah Wheeler and Christian Blewett. And it's going to be very good to be able to get those guys back. Outside-wise, you got guys that are speedy at the buck position, like Lynn Clark, Obi, Rashard, and Prejean, too, is also very quick. And at the end position, we have a guy who's also out right now, but we're going to be excited to get him back, and Tremaine Whitley. You also have Zach Crollo, who's a warrior. That dude's a warrior, man. But yeah, D-line wise, we just been brushing up on technique and trying to be more aggressive and coming in with a whole lot of effort.
Dave, I'm going to ask you two questions that are unrelated to football. One, you and JD at least among this group are guys who already have your undergraduate degrees. Talk about how you finished so quickly and what you're doing now academically.
That's a lot of credit to those ladies up there in the academic room, making sure that we're always on top of our grades and everything, and making sure that we get in the class and having the right schedules. What I'm going to be doing now that I have my degree, I'm going to be working on a history degree now. Something that interests me, so I just chose that because, like I said, it's a big interest of mine.
Right, and a big interest of you in history is Greek mythology.
Yes, sir.
Covered some of that in South Media Day. Talk about a few of the Greek figures who particularly impressed and inspired you.
My main one would have to be Athena, goddess of wisdom. She's very wise. She could pick up anything and basically, toy with people's minds. So I like that. Zeus, he's the most powerful god. Also, like I said, a media day, the lightning bolts bring the extra effect to that. And Perseus, the way he was able to get through all his conquests and succeed through the end and survive. So that's another guy in all the Greek mythology that I like.
If Coach Black was a Greek god, what is his name?
What do you mean, if?
I was Greek on him.
Hercules.
He gives a good god, that's what you be. Leave that to the Greek expert.
There you go.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Corliss Johnson, Senior Offensive Guard from Cedar Hill, Texas. And as for the O-line this year, I'm very excited about the competitiveness that we've had on the O-line, and as well as the coaching change. We have Coach Boyd that came in from a school in Oklahoma, and as he was here before, and as to see how the guys like myself and Timus Bonner or Andrew Blue, how we reacted to him coming in, and it's been well. It was a great spring so far, and as well as the fall, I'm excited about the fall. I mean, knowing that you have somebody next to you that's on the same page as you and determined as well as you are, and that's eager to get a W, is the best feeling in the world. And as for the line, I feel like we have that bond. I can't say we have the strongest bond, but I feel like we have the strongest bond on the team. And as the coaches and everybody's bought in on the same page, I feel like we'll have a great year this year.
Of course, you come from one of the powerhouse programs in Texas. You went through a senior year there that was very successful. What kind of lessons did you learn in that senior year that you can apply to this senior year?
Always finish and always do what you got to do to be the best, and always go the extra mile.
Okay. You have some pretty interesting ambitions after you leave football. Talk about some things that you want to do after you leave football.
Oh, well, I'm getting my degree in criminal justice, and a lot of people don't know, but in December and January, I'll be doing a fashion internship in New York for Elle Magazine, and I'm excited about that to start a new field in life, but therefore, right now, we're working on football.
Tell me a little bit more about this fashion thing. I'm going to ask the other guys if they believe this, first of all. And, how'd you get into it, and what is your forte in the fashion world?
Well, where I went to school where I went to school, you would say it was a fashion show every day. We have people dressing up, and we wore regular clothes, so of course you have to come on your game. And I learned a lot, like seeing the upperclassmen, the way they dress, and seeing other people how they dress, like what to do and what not to do. So you have to set that standard for myself.
So you providing any advice or available for consultation if asked?
Yes, sir.
I'll be checking with you later about that.
All right, thank you.
How y'all doing? My name is Cameron Lazar. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm a senior receiver here. In the receiver room, we're led by Coach Slaughter, who's a high-energy guy who not only expects the best from us every practice, but demands the best. He emphasizes taking the drills from individuals to teamwork. He preaches catch with your hands. And not only that, but he really emphasizes focus on the details, on the small things, because that helps us understand the offense better, helps us understand what we're trying to get accomplished as an offense. So that helps us know where to run the route, how to run routes, how to set up in position for blocks, and that ultimately helps us, not only the receivers, but running backs, tight ends, quarterbacks, helps us all make plays. We have a great mix of guys in our room, starting with, we have 2 freshmen, 2 speedy guys. They're going to be great for us in Xavier Bell and Miles Ward. And not to leave out Tanner Ash from Evangel. He would have been great for us, but unfortunately he went down with the injury. But those 3 guys will have a great future here. Then we have a couple JUCO transfers, Marquesian Chapman and then Jalen Watson. They have been doing great for us. They both were here last spring, so they know the offense. They have really bought into the system, and so far this fall camp, they've been doing great production. We also have a baseball player who's taking his talents from the baseball turf to the football turf, Quan Atkins. He's been doing great this fall camp, making plays, and it's just great to see him come over after not playing 3 years, and really excel on the football field. Then we have 3 vets, along with myself. We have Bryson Bart, who's been here 4 years, really knows the offense, a great leader. And we also have Bobby Chan, who is a great receiver. Coming back off an injury, has made great progress. We're looking forward to having him back on the field, add a spark to our offense. So in the receiver room, we're just focusing on being the best we can be to help our team win games and get ready for September 2nd.
Ken, you mentioned Quan coming up from baseball. Does that make you think as a senior, because I know you were pretty accomplished in another sport in high school, maybe you do the two-sport thing as well?
I mean, I definitely have the confidence in myself. I mean, it's something I would enjoy doing. Not necessarily baseball, but some sport.
But
Basketball.
you have pretty good history in one particular sport, at least the family tree-wise.
Right, right.
Talk about that.
I had an older brother who played played basketball at LSU. Another brother who played basketball at UL. And my sister also played basketball, even though she ended up playing volleyball in high school. So, I mean, I grew up around basketball my whole life. It was my first love. I would like to say I was pretty good, so, I wouldn't mind going to play basketball.
Are you the best basketball player in football? No.
We look at that. Now, we have a whole lot of ballers. It's great in the spring. We go out into the rack and we get some pickup games going. It's just fun to see guys compete. I'm the best one, even though Danny is pretty good. Danny can shoot, but.
Well, Danny's family has got some hoop history now. Put together your first five from the Demon football team.
First five, I'm taking JD, floor general. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take my man Danny behind me. He's a great shooter. Let me see what else I got there. Ooh, I gotta take. Let's see, that's two. I'm taking myself, of course, so that's three. I need somebody down low. Ooh, Timmons Bonner. He's an athlete. Yeah, I need one more guy. And I gotta take my man Bobby Chan, athlete. Yeah, we'll probably run the court with that five right there.
Would it surprise you to know that Coach Brad Lair was an all-district basketball player?
It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all.
Yeah, there's the right answer.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you in the rack.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lucas Morgan, senior tight end from Moore, Mississippi. And first thing I want to say is I'm excited about this season. I can see we've been coming out with a lot of energy. It happened from the spring with me and my brothers. We've been out here grinding, fire in our eyes. I can see it. And as far as the tight end position, we got a lot of depth. It starts with me and Charles Vaughn. We're the veterans, and we did well last year. And we adding Caleb Meggs, JUCO transfer. He was actually my roommate at JUCO, so he'll be good for us this year. And we got Tylo Donahue, Ethan Smith. They're going to help us on special teams. And we got two young guys that have a bright future here.
All right, talk to me about your game expanding. I don't think when you came here, there was a lot of expectation that you could be what Coach Manley talked about earlier, a guy who could be a playmaker, catching the football. How have you expanded your skills as a receiver at tight end?
Well, like I said, it has a lot to do with the strength and conditioning. And I've just been working hard this summer. So,
do you think it's strictly your skills developing, or is it also the coaching staff becoming aware that you can do this stuff?
yeah, it's kind of both. I got a lot more confidence now, and, I just like go out there and ball.
We know you can catch it. You campaign for any tight end reverse or anything like that?
I mean, you got to talk to Coach Manley.
We're rooting for you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Piccioni. I'm the kicker and punter here at Northwestern. And speaking from special teams, Coach Mangin has done a great job working with everyone and making sure we're all firing on all cylinders. And Coach Mai has done a really good job changing the energy around here and making sure that we're mentally and physically ready each and every day. And like Mangin said earlier, Austin Frederick has done a really good job transitioning from last season till this season as a sophomore now. He's going to be a really special talent coming out of junior and senior year. So.
Eric, when you got here, did you envision doing both punting and kicking, and you were pretty confident that's the way it's going to play out, or did it surprise you that you ended up winning both positions? I can't really say, because whenever I came from Lynn Junior College, I had already been doing punting and kicking,
it was more of a last minute thing. You know, I had 2 weeks to prepare, and you know, I felt like I did what I needed to do to get to that point. And you know, coming here, I've just been trying to, you know, get better every day, and you know, just trust the process, like Manjan says, and you know, things work out.
And going back in your football career, did you play other positions in high school?
8th grade, I played O-line. I mean, that counts for anything. But no, I never played any other positions in high school. I'm from soccer, you know, just, I wanted to, I liked hitting people, but, you know, I was about 30 pounds underweight, so never really worked out in my favor.
Okay, soccer, you keep an eye on the international game, Team USA international game, or still or not?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm not really, you know, I like, you know, Messi and Ronaldo, but my favorite player is Robin from, can't even remember. But he's from Holland. But, you know, because I played like him, I felt I was lefty, he was pretty fast, you know, had a good leg. But I have pretty bad time keeping up with soccer nowadays because football is pretty busy. It's pretty busy.
Okay, when you were a younger kid, was your ultimate dream to be the Super Bowl or the World Cup?
Super Bowl. I mean, it's America's sport, so gotta stick with it.
Last question. Did it hurt your feelings when you weren't included on the basketball five?
Man, you know, my jump shot is it's just out of this world. I mean, it's exciting. Danny's seen me shoot, and he's speechless, and you know, it's fun. It's a good time. So, you know, just catch me on the court anytime, and we'll make it work.
How y'all doing? My name is Austin Baltazar. I'm a senior free safety here. I'm a junior college transfer. Last year was my first season here, and then coming into this season, we're really starting with the summer and the spring and the summer. It was just great for us, just working, and then especially this summer, our work ethic just changed. I watched the team change and our mentality change, and being a leader, a senior this year, and the leadership role I'm taking on is I'm really taking it serious, and I'm just trying to set the bar or come out with just intensity and just bringing it, because I know the younger guys are going to feed off us. So I know I can't really have a bad day. I can't, you know, I may be down, but I know I got to come with effort every day and try to set the bar or just set the standard for the team. And right now in my position, we have only another senior besides me, and that's Lionel Williams. And we have some great experienced young guys in Ryan Reed, Nick Ford. Who else we have? We have, I know we got some younger guys that coming in, Hayden Bourgeois. They're just coming in, some great guys that's coming in really just new faces and just taking the culture change. And it's just a new wave. It's just a new wave. We're coming in where everybody's just competing and getting better. And that's a big thing for us offense and defensive wise. Every day of practice, I want to come out and really compete against the offense. I know sometimes the guys may get upset with me about, they may think I talk too much or things of that nature, but I just want to bring it because I want them, when they come against me, I want them to go as hard as they can, because I know we got it both sides going as hard as they can against each other. We can't help but get better. So just coming in this camp, I'm really excited about the camp and for expectations on the season. I'm just ready to see it unfold in front of everybody's eyes.
Austin, since there's not a cornerback here, give us a little scout report on corners.
Corners, actually, our depth in corners has really changed, and that's really exciting for me. I know we were kind of hurting in that position last season, going into the season, but we got some new guys in, just really going to make a great impact. And man, just seeing them guys move every day, I'm just liking what I'm seeing, and it's great. It's a great thing going on in that back end. So
I'm actually curious because you're the quarterback of the defense, especially on the back end. Your job is to align everyone on the back end. What's it been like for you having to learn Coach Laird's system, knowing that you're going to be basically his right hand out there?
Right. Starting with in the spring, the transition wasn't as hard because the defense is kind of similar with how the safeties rolling and just how many we playing high, but terminology. was one thing, and then getting all the calls and the signals and things is different. And then actually the new guys that's coming in and getting them like up to date or getting them, you know, learn the system and everything. So it haven't been that hard, but coaches, he's a great coach, and he's real good at explaining things, and we know what he expects out of us. So
He's also an aggressive coach. He likes to blitz. How much are you campaigning to get in the backfield and maybe get in there and rush the passer a little bit?
right now, I have a few blitzes for the safeties, actually a lot. And for me, myself, free safety blitz, at practice, I want to go hard on the blitz. And I want to show him on film that, like, I can get back there and I can make plays back there. So he would trust in me during the game to actually call those plays. So.
All right, last question, and this is a tough one, but a lot of guys have nicknames. Which one is your favorite nickname?
Okay, out of all the players on the team, it's gonna be. Ooh, actually, I think I know it. Is Wiggle, and actually they call him Swiggle, but I gave him the nickname Wiggle. I on last spring when he came in, or was it last year he came in, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be it. And everybody started calling him Swiggle. He's just so funny. The life he brings is just great. So I think that's the best nickname, Wiggle, Swiggle.
And that is who?
Jalen.
Jalen?
Hale. Jalen Hale, he's a tackle.
Can you explain red dirt too?
Red Dog. Actually, Red Dog is a junior college transfer from Northwestern, and actually Northwest. I'm sorry. And actually, we competed against them when I was at East Central. And well, that name I asked him about. I guess his first name is Marquisian, and I don't know if everybody can say that right. So did I say it right?
I'm not sure you did.
I'm not sure myself. So I know coming up is easier. So Red Dog. Any more questions? All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. I think the thing, listening to them and also Coach Manley and Coach Mangin and myself, just how they look forward to what lies ahead. And I know everybody's excited this time of the year, but the process of what these young men and coaches have been through since January, really looking forward to September 2nd. Anybody got any questions? Good. I will turn this over to Mr. Ireland. Thank you.
Okay, from here, we've got, obviously, the players are going to change so they can get in pictures. The first thing we'll do out there is take a team picture. For those of you who need player interviews, we'll bring them in here for you because, obviously, we'll need everybody for the team picture, but then they'll be doing positions. We'll be able to get everybody in here. Coaches, if you'll just stay here, media needs you. We can do interviews right up here. And otherwise, thank you very much.